Hey everyone, Chimera45 here, back again with another Dragon Ball Super review on episode 3. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the overview. The episode starts off as they've been starting off with a recap of last week's episode. I honestly skipped through it, so I don't even know what the recap was about. I just skipped right through that, so I apologize, but I'm guessing it just went over what happened last week. That'd be a pretty reasonable assumption. So after that starts off, we get the title, and then the episode starts with Whis and Beerus traveling through space, talking about the Super Saiyan God. At first, Beerus really can't remember his name because he's hungry and stuff like that. And we get a quick little scene where Beerus insults Whis' speed, and Whis is like, "Remember, Lord Beerus, I'm the fastest in the universe." Now, haven't we heard that from someone before? Anyway, as they're traveling back towards their home planet, Elder Kai senses, well, it's kind of weird because he didn't destroy a planet when Elder Kai says this, so I'm guessing it was like either a delayed reaction or maybe like the dub messed it up a little bit right there. I'm not entirely sure what that was all about. But anyway, they talk about Beerus destroying 8 planets in only half a day, and they discuss the various roles of the gods, like how the Supreme Kai and the Elder Kai and all of the Kais are gods of life, gods of creation. You know, they create planets and life and all that. And Beerus is a god of destruction. He goes around and just, on a whim, he can destroy whatever planet he wants to, and there's no repercussions whatsoever. He could stub his toe on your planet, and that would be reason enough for him to destroy it. Anyway, Elder Kai has a very bad feeling about a certain knuckleheaded, fight-loving warrior hearing about Beerus, who is a unstoppable force of nature, and wanting to fight him. And of course, Elder Kai is talking about Goku. Supreme Kai's like, no, it's okay, he's on Earth, you know. He's light years away from Beerus, they shouldn't meet. But then King Kai informs them that Goku is actually on his planet training. And they're like, shit, we gotta do whatever we can to keep them from meeting. But Elder Kai's like, there's no point. We really can't stop him once he decides to do what he wants to do. But as they're talking, Goku sneaks up on King Kai and he's like, "Hey, why are you talking about me?" King Kai's like, no, I'm not talking about you. And they're going back and forth, and Goku wants to know what he was talking about. King Kai's dodging the question and all that, and then he reverses it and he's like, never mind what I was talking about, let's talk about something you did. And he reminds him that Goku is responsible for his, Bubbles, and Gregory's death from the Cell games, and he's never wished him back. So by the end of it, they have a whole funny little scene where King Kai is chasing Goku and all that. And it's really funny to see, because Goku, you can tell, like, as he's running, he's really not trying, but the other 3 are trying to catch him. It's just funny seeing the reverse of how it used to be, how they would outclass Goku in speed on the planet and all that. It's just cool. So anyway, after they have that little scene, King Kai's like, sweet, I distracted him, now he doesn't remember that he was asking me about what I was talking about earlier with the Kais. So then after that scene with King Kai and Goku and all that, it cuts back to Beerus and Whis, who have made it home and are eating their dessert that Whis was talking about in the previous episode. And as they're eating, Beerus is like, okay, instead of forcing myself to try to remember, I'll just have the Oracle Fish tell me. So he summons his little Oracle Fish buddy, who actually knocks Beerus' dessert out of his hands. I'm surprised Beerus didn't destroy him for that, but maybe the Oracle Fish is like above his ability, like, you know, that's one thing he's not allowed to destroy. So he asks the Oracle Fish about the prophecy that he made 39 years ago about Beerus' arch rival appearing. And the Oracle Fish confirms that yes, that's true. But when Beerus asks him about the name, the Oracle Fish can't remember until Beerus threatens to reduce his feedings from 3 times a day to 2 times a day. So the Oracle Fish struggles to remember, and he remembers that the name of the foe is the Super Saiyan God. So Beerus is like, sweet. Well, he doesn't actually say that, but you know what I mean. So the Oracle Fish goes away, and Beerus and Whis are talking. Beerus is like, so, Super Saiyan God, is that a full-fledged God? But Whis is like, no, I've checked all of existence, there's no deity that going by that name. So then Beerus is like, oh, well, what about the Saiyans? Maybe they'll know. Oh, whatever happened to planet Vegeta? And Whis is like, oh, remember? Frieza destroyed it because you asked him to. That's right, we find out that Beerus ordered, more or less ordered Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta. When I found that out, I was like, what? So Frieza was actually under Beerus's thumb. Like, even Frieza was afraid of this guy. That just shows you how powerful he is. So after we find that out, Beerus is like, so all the Saiyans are dead? But Whis is like, no, a couple of them managed to survive, including Prince Vegeta. So they continue talking, and Whis mentions that it was a Saiyan who defeated Frieza, and Beerus is like, wait, what? How is that even possible? So Whis shows him footage of Goku fighting Frieza, because Whis' scepter can do pretty much whatever the hell he wants it to. It's pretty cool, but at the same time pretty weird. So Beerus watches a little bit of Goku's fight with Frieza as a Super Saiyan. And he's like, a Super Saiyan? Not a Super Saiyan God? And Whis is like, nah, I would have told you that if it was. So after Beerus watches Goku's fight with Frieza as a Super Saiyan, he's like, where exactly is this Goku? And Whis tells him that he's on King Kai's planet, which Beerus finds very suspicious. So he's like, okay, we're going to go to King Kai's planet and talk to this Goku and see what he knows about the Super Saiyan God. And when it's funny, when he asks Whis how long it'll take to get there, Whis tells him about 27 minutes. And Beerus is like, about the length of your average anime episode. I hate long flights. That's a funny line. It's from the Battle of Gods movie. There's actually quite a few lines from the Battle of Gods movie, which I really enjoyed. So I like that they're using them. It's like a little shout out to it, I guess, more or less. So after Beerus and Whis decide to go to King Kai's planet to talk to Goku, it cuts back to Earth, where we see Krillin and 18 heading towards Bulma's party, but they're stuck in traffic, so they're like, screw it, we're just gonna fly. And they run into Yamcha and Puar and Tien and Chaozu. They run into all of them on their way. When they get there, we see Gohan and Videl and Chi-Chi and Goten arrive. Trunks and Goten go off to play. And I'm happy to report that Chi-Chi's voice sounds much better. Like, maybe she heard all the criticism from it and was like, okay, maybe I'll change it up. Or I don't know if they're actually done recording altogether, so maybe she didn't even get a chance to hear all the negative criticism before they could change it. I'm not really sure how that works. But anyway, I'm glad to hear the report that her voice sounds much better now. And there's a funny scene with Roshi using the binoculars on the ship that that Bulma rented for her party to look at girls on the beach and all that. And then Chi-Chi yells at him. Just funny little moments there. And then another funny moment, Gohan and Videl go to give Piccolo their wedding photo that he was in. It was the only photo he let them take, but his eyes were closed. So that's pretty funny. So then we have a really quick shot of Vegeta training in his gravity chamber. So Bulma gets pissed off when Gohan tells her that Vegeta told Bulma that he's too busy for her party because he's training, and that Goku isn't going to be there either because he's off training at King Kai's. And then it cuts back to Goku, who stops training and is like, oh crap, it's Bulma's birthday today, she's gonna be so mad at me. And at first King Kai is scared when Goku yells out in fear, because King Kai thinks that Beerus is coming, or Beerus might have showed up. But now Goku was actually afraid of Bulma, which is pretty funny. So then it cuts back to the party, and Bulma's like, you know what, I've had it with you, or with those training loving Saiyans, start the party. So they go off. So then it cuts back to Whis and Beerus. Whis just got done packing a lunch for them to eat on their way to King Kai's, and they have a little discussion about stopping to eat if they find like a nice view or something. I don't know, pretty weird. So then they head off and head towards King Kai's planet, and Elder Kai senses this. He's like, oh boy, Beerus is on the move again. And they detect that he's headed towards King Kai's planet. Supreme Kai's like, well, we have to try to do something. But Beerus is like, no, Elder Kai is like, no, there's nothing we can do. Once Beerus decides to do something, there's nothing in this universe that can stop him from doing it. We just have to cross our fingers and hope Goku doesn't do anything stupid to piss him off. Which we all know. We all know Goku. And the episode ends with Beerus saying that no matter what happens, he will find the Super Saiyan God. Like, the scene transitions from the Elder Kai and Supreme Kai talking to, Beerus and Whis flying. So that's how the episode ends. So overall, it was a slow episode. There really wasn't any action sequences except for like the 2 seconds of training we see with Goku and Vegeta. A lot of little humorous parts with the picture with Piccolo blinking, King Kai chasing Goku around, complaining about him never wishing him back to life with the Dragon Balls. Just all kinds of things. But now that I think about it, you would think they would have been revived with the wish that they made to Shenron during the Cell games to revive everyone who was killed by Cell. Although I guess in a way they were killed by Goku because he brought Cell there. But I still think since it was Cell's explosion, they should have been included in that wish. Anyway. So, I overall enjoyed this episode. I liked that Chi-Chi's voice sounded a lot better. She didn't have that raspiness to it. Everyone else's voices were spot on, well, I shouldn't say everyone. I did have a problem with one person's voice, but I'll get to that. But aside from that one person, everyone else's voices were spot on. Like Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Krillin, everyone's voices were spot on. The animation is still looking beautiful. I don't want to say anything and jinx it, but it looks really, really good. Goku being scared is always funny. Like when he was scared of Chi-Chi, or not Chi-Chi, when he was scared of Bulma getting mad at him. And I really enjoyed that they were including lines from the Battle of Gods movie. I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. Now, the one thing I didn't like, one voice I didn't like was 18's. She has a... She has a new voice actor, right? Well, regardless, whether it's a new voice actress or not, I'll double check before I upload this and put it on the screen, whether it's a new one or not. But regardless, her voice just sounds a little off. I don't know if maybe it is the original voice actress and she's trying something different like Chi-Chi did, or if it is a new voice actress and it just sounds a little off. Not too off, but enough that if you watched Dragon Ball Z a lot, especially the older dub, I don't know if Kai has her or not. I haven't gotten to the androids yet with Kai. But it just sounds a little off. So that's really the only thing that I disliked about the episode. And I like other little things, just like nitpicking, like Vegeta not going to his own wife's birthday party, Goku continuing to be mean to King Kai, Beerus being so forgetful. I know he's a god, and especially he's a cat god, so I can understand his mind wandering, but still, come on, you're a god, you should be able to remember things like that. My overall thoughts are, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention one thing that Elder Kai told us in the episode. Not only did we learn that Beerus destroyed Planet Vegeta, but we also learned that Beerus is the one who sealed Elder Kai in the Z-Sword, however many millions of years ago. He said it happened in the blink of an eye. We didn't even realize it happened. So I thought that was a pretty cool little tidbit of information we found out. But I completely forgot to mention that. And we also find out that apparently Beerus wiped out the dinosaurs. Beerus mentioned something about going to Earth before and wiping out the dinosaurs, but we see dinosaurs in the Dragon Ball Z world all the time. So maybe he just spared a few of them, or maybe they just repopulated somehow. I don't really know how that worked out. But my overall thoughts on the episode were, it was a pretty good episode. It was slower than last week's, which had a little bit of action in it at least. But it was a good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I just can't wait to see more and more of the English dub. It's going pretty good so far. Yeah, it's going pretty good so far. The only thing I really can't think of anything that I'm disliking so far. I enjoyed Super's Japanese dub, so I really can't complain anything about that. And the overall show is pretty good. I'm not going to get into what happens later on in the show. Like I said, I'm just going to be reviewing it episode by episode. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Sorry this was a little late. I had a little bit of a family emergency that I had to take care of over the weekend, and that's why this review episode isn't coming out till now. But at least it's coming out before the end of the week, and the next episode is being aired. So Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Go watch Dragon Ball Super English dub if you haven't, and have a fantastic day, or night, or morning, wherever you are.